ideology floating around in our culture, and that is this ideology that attempts to see everything through an oppressor binary. So some people, maybe minorities like myself in a fallen world, we might be tempted to kind of relegate our identity to this sense of oppression or victimhood. That I'm not defined anymore by Jesus, I'm defined by what's been historically done to me. This is out of step with the gospel. And conversely, there could be those in the majority culture who would define themselves maybe historically by what their ancestors did to a certain group of people. I appreciate the contrition, but this too, if that's your identity, is out of step with the gospel.
Now, we have said that our goal as a church, we say 25 by 25, as in we would like for our congregation to be 25% ethnically diverse, at least 25% ethnically diverse by 2025. If we achieve that goal, that will mean we're reaching all the types of people that God has brought to our community and not just one slice of it. That right now, about 20%, a little above 20% of our staff, 46 people to be exact on our staff, are people of color. Those that are serving in the senior director levels, that's doubled over the last 3 years to about 25%. 3 of the 5 lay directional elders are people of color. More than half of our campus pastors are people of color. Y'all, that moves us closer to that 25% goal by 2025. By the way, that number's not arbitrary either, because they say 20% is when a minority starts to feel like their voice is heard, that they're not just guests at a white church, that their influence is felt, and the first-time guests who are minorities don't feel out of place. This is getting us closer to that goal we believe God has given us of being a representation of the gospel.
It's not how I voted, but what binds us together is Jesus Christ. So I got a buddy of mine, he called me up right after George Floyd, man. He was in anguish a couple months after George Floyd. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, man, you got to help me. I've lost hundreds of people. And I'm like, okay, what happened? He got up at his church, and he had never talked about these things with his church. But George Floyd happens, man, and he gets up and just punches him in the mouth. Goes from like 0